All right, so I'm going to now show you how to get this application up and running, where you can have AI write the code that then gets executed by Python code, i.e. it's using Fast API on the back end and React on the front end to interact with OpenAI, and the formatting is done with Tailwind CSS. I'm going to show you right now how to get that set up. Go and download the code package and let's get running. All right, great. So I'm here in my project folder, and this requirements.txt, by the way, you can just ignore it. You can delete that if you want to, or if you're interested in packages I've tested out in the past, there's a list of them there. So we're not going to need that, just deleted it. The first thing we want to do to get this up and running is to actually get our Python part up and running. So I'm going to create a terminal over here. I'm in my project, and I'm going to create a virtual environment. So here I'm going to go Python 3-m for make, venv to create a virtual environment. And then we need to source into that virtual environment. So here I'm going to go venv bin activate. If you're on Windows, I think you would go venv source like this, venv source activate, etc. But I'm on a Mac here, so I'm going bin activate as follows. So let me go and do that. And now we're going to install our packages. So let's go over here to the information that's come along with this walkthrough. And we're in our backend. We've created that. We've sourced into it. Now I want to install all the Python packages I'm going to need. So I'm going to go and install those. And the main ones here are going to be Fast API and Uvicorn to run Fast API. So that's pretty important. Python decouple as well. That's pretty fundamental. And the rest are really just packages that the AI will likely use in any code that it generates. And we wouldn't have thought of everything, so you'll have to go and install packages as you find you need them for specific use cases that you are developing. But let's let this run. And then what we're going to do once that's all installed is we need to go and ensure we have our OpenAI organization and key as well. If you don't know where to get those, I'll put links for them here, because frankly, it's a bit messy finding those in the OpenAI documentation. So I've just put links where you can get those straight away. You will need an account with OpenAI. I do have a paid account, which is pay as you go with them. I've finished my free trial with them. You might still have a free trial, so by all means use that, but you will need your org ID and your API key, which you can get here. Now, one thing we need to make sure we do is we cd into backend. I thought I'd already done that, but here you can see I'm now in backend, and we need to go touch.env, right? So we should now have an environment variable file here within our backend folder, and I'm going to go and copy this into here and replace this with my keys. All right, so hopefully you've done that. I'm now on the main.py page, and just to show you, this is all the code that runs this program, right? So it's all here, and it's code that creates more code, which then goes and gets run based on this being called. So this is a web server that's going to get called by our front end, and we need to check that it's working. So you'll see here we have this Uvicorn main app -- reload. You need to make sure you're in your virtual environment. I'm just going to go and paste that in now. Give it a bit of time to run. You should see all of this over here. You should see about 5 or 6 rows over here. This means that the application's ready. Then go over here to your local host, and you want to be on port 8000. If you see this response, hello, it means it's up and running. Everything is now working. So your backend, you now have some REST API endpoints that can be called by your front end, which is React. So let's go and get that set up over here. We'll leave this running because it does need to run for the application to work. Now let's go to our front end. So here I'm going to cd into front end. And you can see I've got 2 terminals. I've got my backend one, which is running, but I've also got front end here. And I'm just going to install the packages. So yarn -- exact. And as a prerequisite, you would have noticed here as well, you do need yarn installed. So make sure you have npm, tsnode, yarn, all of these things installed on your machine if you don't already. Yarn is just a 1-line install, npm install -- global yarn. And that's all pretty straightforward. But just make sure you have TypeScript and all of that stuff up and running. And let's go and finish off here. So here we're going to go yarn build. And this just makes sure that the application is building okay on your machine. Great. Now let's go yarn dev to actually get that up and running. So this is now running on localhost 3000. So if I go up here now and I go to localhost port 3000, there's my application. Now everything's working. We can test it out. I'm going to go Excel has 2 columns, hello and welcome. Let's go and create that, and everything should run. Now, things aren't always going to run perfectly here. Remember that the AI is not perfect yet. We're still in early days. And also there might be some packages that you need to install. Let's go and just check this file has worked over here as well. Yeah, hello and welcome. Perfect. So congratulations. That's all working great. But if it doesn't work for whatever reason, just come over here to your backend and read whatever it prints out over here, right? So it'll tell you what the error is. It'll tell you there's not a package installed, or that the AI just didn't import a package it should have, in which case just go and try and run it again, right? So just go and hit create again, and it should do that. And whenever you've run something, go and delete the file over here. And even a good practice is just to restart your server. So you're simulating a deployment environment, right? So this is something which is important. If you do go and deploy this to the web, then it makes sense to have these files being sent to something like an S3 bucket or Supabase storage or something like that, where your front end can go and fetch it. So just bear that in mind as well. If you want to know where your front end is, it's down here. So here's your front end, and you can basically go and check all these files out, how the logic is working, etc. Within components and controller, this is the main code, right? This is all the code which is essentially running that front end interface, that user interface that you're seeing and interacting with. And it's actually surprisingly small. It was really easy to build this. I literally built this in a day, but I'd thought about it for a long time and run some tests before on how to interact with OpenAI, etc. So how to do that is all here. It's on your main.py file, all of that connection to OpenAI, etc., and how the prompts are structured, etc., is all here. So congratulations. I'm very excited to see what you go and develop with this. I hope you can go and turn it into an awesome SaaS product and sell it on something like acquire.com and make thousands of dollars. That would be awesome. Send me any success stories, please, or any positives that come out of you using the code. Till the next one, take care and talk soon.